My name is Rich Chamicello from Penn State University's College of Information Sciences and Technologies. This is our submission video for VAST Challenge 2012 Mini Challenge number 2. At the start of the challenge, we use Perl scripts to parse the firewall and IDS logs into tables. The tables show alert types and connection types by hours and by the IP address. Our first visualizations were created using the processing application language from processing.org. This is a timeline of the alert types through the entire span. As you scroll through, each alert type will be highlighted. One of the first anomalies that we noticed was a dip in traffic at the 17th and 18th hour, and a spike in traffic for alert number 5, the DNS update from the external net. If you normalize the data, you'll also notice that alerts 7 through 21 all have spikes occurring at midnight. A further look at the data will show source IPs and destination IPs represented by circles and squares. If we look again at alert 5, you'll see certain workstations trying to connect to the DNS server at the times represented in the timeline. Next we have the firewall timeline, which also shows a dip in traffic at the 18th hour. We have various connection analysis by hour that show workstations connecting to malicious websites that aren't on the network. This is a representation of the 17th hour on the 6th of April, with heavy connections being made between malicious websites, firewalls, and servers. This is a representation of the 18th hour when connections are significantly less. Next, we use a GeoVis toolkit to geographically represent the IP addresses located within our IDS logs. For the internet websites, we created geographic coordinates and represented them up here in the top right corner. Also, IP addresses that we assumed to be the data center were located here in the bottom left corner. These included the firewall and the domain controller. As you can see here for alert 5, most of the IP addresses that triggered the alert occurred on this part of the map, while for alert 6, they occurred in other parts of the map, with the internet addresses being the source IPs, triggering most of the alerts. Also, for alerts 7 through 21, they were all triggered by a number of IP addresses located down in this region, and all be directed towards the firewall, located here. The PCP will show a distribution of the frequency for each IP address. You can see that most alerts, starting with alert 1 through 5, are triggered and sent to the DNS, while alert 6 shows that most of the IP addresses are internet websites sending requests to the workstations. Finally, we use GeoDA for further analysis. This is a shapefile we created in MATLAB that represents the internet addresses here, the firewall and the DNS servers, and the workstations here. These cartograms represent the alert 5 and alert 6 and a distribution across the network, with these few workstations trigger alerts to the DNS and these internet addresses spreading alerts across the network. Finally, our parallel coordinate plot of all 21 alerts shows a distribution of IP addresses and where most IP addresses triggered the alerts. Here we have the DNS domain controller. Most of our internet websites trigger an alert 6, and the firewall receiving all the alerts from 7 to 21 from these few IP addresses. This has been our submission video. Thank you for your time.